Hello everyone and happy Sinterklaas! Now since moving to a smaller town that does not have a Dutch or European store, I'm going to be trying my hand at making some of the treats that we enjoy around this time of year. There are 3 different treats that I'm going to be making in today's video. The first is kruidnoten or peppernut. I grew up with it being called peppernut. It is a little cookie that is about this big round and they are kind of like gingerbread but not. I think the translation for them is peppernuts, but don't quote me on that. Next, I'm going to be trying my hand at an almond ring. Now, I've never actually made one before. Usually I buy one from one of the European delis, so wish me luck on that one. And lastly is a little treat for the adults, and it is Advocaat. I've heard of Advocaat being described as a drunken eggnog, which technically isn't true because it doesn't have the same spice, but it does have a lot of eggs and there is a lot of alcohol in it. So those are the 3 treats I'm going to be making today, and I hope you join me. Let's get the baking. So I'm actually going to start things off with the almond ring because the almond ring filling has to rest overnight. So using almond flour, icing sugar, eggs, and then a little bit of almond extract. So let's get started. And now I'm going to pop that in the fridge for overnight. Next up on the list is the peppernut or kruidnoten. I'm going to be using the recipe from this book, which is Let's Go Dutch. And this one they call them peppernut. Okay, flour, sugar, eggs, water, nutmegs, clove, and cinnamon. Okay, let's see how quickly we can make this second one. 1 cup flour, 2 tablespoons butter, 3/4 of a cup brown sugar, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon ginger, half a teaspoon of cloves, 2 teaspoons cinnamon, 1 teaspoon salt. Mix together until it forms a stiff dough. And this also says to add a little bit of water if the dough is too stiff. So we'll see. This is not coming together at all. I'm just going to keep kneading and hope for the best. Good morning, everyone. So it is day 2 of making Sinterklaas treats, and first we're going to be starting on the Advocaat. So this is actually a family recipe. It has a lot of alcohol in it, so you only have like an ounce at a time. Essentially, it is like a custardy eggnog alcoholic pudding. It's really good. All right, first step. I'm going to be using some of the eggs that I didn't use yesterday in the recipe. So we have 3 egg yolks here, and so that counts essentially for 2 eggs. And then I need to add another 10 eggs. And then I need 2 cups of sugar, 2 packages of vanilla sugar, and then all the alcohol. It's 1 cup. And 2 cups. And then the 2 packages of vanilla sugar. I have this, which is vodka. I'm going to need about a cup of vodka and 1.5 cups of water. Alright, this looks like it has mixed enough. So I'm going to turn this on to the lowest speed and then pour in the water vodka mixture. And while that is blending together, I'm going to get the double boiler ready. Alright, that looks blended enough. And now it's time to cook it. So now that is a nice smooth consistency, I need to transfer this to some canning jars and let it cool in the fridge. And then you can enjoy it with a little bit of whipped cream. And that, my friends, is Advocaat. I gotta try some before I put it away. Yeah, that's some very strong vodka. So I'm going to let these cool a little bit more before I put the lids on them, and then they'll be golden. Let's get back to the peppernutten. Okay, I have the first peppernutten dough, and so it's time to start rolling this into marble-sized pieces, and then we'll get to baking. finished the peppernut and cotton and so you can see my family has already started eating it. I'm not a big fan of the recipe, the first recipe that I did. It definitely has a bit of a tie cake texture, so probably won't make that one again. These ones are really good, the second recipe that I did, but I slightly overbaked them, so they're really hard, but they're delicious. Okay, now it's finally time to work on the last thing, which is the first thing I started, and that is the almond ring. I have the marzipan or almond filling, and then my husband picked up a puff pastry for me, and that is what I'm going to be using because I didn't want to make my own puff pastry. I actually need to get the oven turned on. Is there anything in there? Yes, there is. Pro tip, always check if you have stuff in the oven before you turn it on. Can't tell you how many times I've burnt something because I had stuff in the oven. All right, turning this on to 400. Here is my puff pastry. I have 2 of them. I have no idea what I'm doing, so we're just gonna go with it. And my husband was speaking in sewing terms. He's like, you want to give it about a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And I'm like, okay, I understand that. I can do that. It's definitely a generous 1/2 inch, but we're going with it. Okay, pinch to seal. Pinchy pinchy. I'm going to leave this end open, transferring it over. The pinch side is down. Oh no. This is not a very round almond ring. Just pinch it. Just pinch it and hope for the best. Yep, we're going with that. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're going to make a double almond ring. I have enough puff pastry for it. There we go. Turn it over. Just kind of work it into a round without breaking it this time. Put that in one end. And try and disguise the join. That one looks much better than the first one. Oh, this one's like a square. All right, that's good. Oven's ready. It's time to go in. I have to actually remember to set the timer this time. 15 minutes, and then I'll check it, see how it goes. All right. Ooh, these look beautiful. Okay, so the puff pastry puffed up a little bit, hence the name, I guess. Oh my goodness, though. These came out beautiful. I'm just gonna make sure these are separated. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna let that cool briefly, and then we're done. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I have definitely already started enjoying today's treats, and my family has already finished off the peppernut. I love how everything turned out, and I'm definitely going to be making this again in the future. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know down in the comments if you're going to try any of these Sinterklaas treats for yourself. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas season, and I'll see you next time. Bye! It's one thing I love. Christmas baking is licking the bowl afterwards. Keeping it real, folks.